Good morning, YouTube. Happy July. It is weird flipping the calendar today over to July. Honestly, personally, I really wish we didn't. I really don't want to flip the month. The month of June was fantastic to myself. I saw you had a pretty green June as well. So, not very happy having to flip it to July, but we're here. We're coming at you guys on the first of the month, past the prop. Friday edition. Obviously, it is our early morning edition. How are you today, Monotone? Are you as sad as I am to see June leave?
Yeah, no, I feel your pain. It's been a pretty good month, but hey, July just means new opportunities, new chances to make even more money. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the All-Star break as much. It's going to be a boring, 2 weeks or so. But besides that, will be fun. Excited to keep it going today. New month, perfect opportunity to make some money.
Yeah, for sure. And it sucks even more that I did my YouTube plays of the day and they swept on the 30th. So now it's like I almost want just to stay. And I'm like, where's the 31st, man? Like 31st is coming around in how many of these months? And it couldn't stick around for one for me this month here. Let's take a look here. Turbo, good morning. We got Dan talking about July being a banger, and I think it's going to be too. A lot of balls will be flying this month. Obviously, we're starting to see them 90-degree weather games. I think we start seeing a few more, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. We got Jay Wells as always, and Jose. Jay Wells, yeah, it was fun. That was a free one there. They gave us a free square early in the morning. That's why it helps to be a DGen and wake up at 8 or like 7 in the morning and do these. So we find the lines before everybody else does, and that's why we've seemed to be pretty successful on these. Looking back at the plays here, how did you cash this one easy, right? That was easy money.
Yep.
So we ended up pushing. We got 0 on that one. I ended up going 0 as well because the Royals didn't score. And Cal Quantrill, I mean, the definition of a first 5 pitcher is Cal Quantrill. I don't know if you watched that game, but he went shutout for 5 innings and then gives up 2 or 3 homers in the top of the 6th. And I wanted someone to go back on our video and go and find when we were talking about how Cal Quantrill is the first 5 pitcher. And I'm like, honestly, I really don't give a shit if he gets blown up in the 6th inning and boom, he gets blown up in the 6th. I'm like, dude, that was so hype when that happened. I'm like, oh, man, I'm sorry, Cal. I love you. Dude is literally pushing Nick Chubb territory right now. So we went 2 for 2 and 2 with 0 money made. But we did cash both Pikkits, or at least I did. I think you cashed this one, and you went on the other side of Texas, or was that me?
I think you went on
I cashed the fade of this one.
Yeah, I went with Texas and lost. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the fucking Royals, man. It's just sketchy, man. Vegas is scary. Vegas knows what they're doing. Man, dude, they find a way to take your money right out of your wallet. It's crazy because who would have guessed the Royals come through in that spot? But did cash in on the Judge Stanton homers. If you did come in here, told you guys to sprinkle those. Both of them cash. I actually had a parlay of both of those as well. So, it was a great day. We might have to find our home run sprinkles again for today while we're talking here. But we'll talk about that at the end of the show. We got Mike in here. Great month. Yes. Thank you guys for all popping in. We've been seeing a lot more of your guys' faces in here, which is awesome. But without further ado, right, you guys are here for some winners. And we might as well give them to you early this morning. So I'll kick it over to you, Monotone, with 2 guys we've definitely seen on your bet slips before.
Yeah, it's funny. I think I've come in here and talked about Garrett Cooper in like every game he's played the Nationals this season. It's been pretty spread out, but he's definitely a guy I've gone to. And then Paul Goldschmidt, obviously one of the most consistent hitters in baseball. Both these guys to record a hit, -113 over on FanDuel. I'll start with Cooper. Cooper just has Josiah Gray's number this year. He's 5 for 8 against him in his career. And this will be now the Marlins' 4th time seeing Josiah Gray this year, which is a little scary. We're not even halfway through the season, right? And they have 3 full games of tape on Josiah Gray going 5, 6, 7 innings in those games. So this Marlins team, I think, is going to be pretty prepared to, see Josiah Gray. He's been using a lot of his off-speed stuff, like I've talked about multiple times. Cooper is definitely the guy on the Marlins I feel most comfortable with hitting against those pitches, the slider, the curveball. Obviously does have a good fastball, but he's been toning it down a little bit more recently. So Cooper's just been extremely consistent. One of those guys that you might forget that he's like 12th in the league in batting average right now. He's hitting .315 on the season, .378 in the month of June, and then .326 against right-handed pitching this season. This is a guy that goes super under the radar, most likely because of the ballpark he plays in, the small media, kind of market he's in. He doesn't hit home runs, right? He's got hit at 500 feet at Marlins Park to hit a home run, so he normally just sticks with the singles and doubles, but extremely consistent guy. Like going back to Cooper, like I said, 5 for 8 against Josiah Gray this season. Just been very consistent against him in those at-bats. And then it's Paul Goldschmidt versus a lefty. That's an auto lock for me every single day. Paul Goldschmidt crushes left-handed pitching. It's as simple as that, right? He's already .342 on the season. That's number 1 in the league in batting average, but he's .442 against left-handed pitching this season. This guy's practically getting a hit in half of his at-bats against left-handed pitching this season. That's absolutely insane. Had a good June, .323, nothing special, but I believe second best month of the season. We'll call that pretty good, right? .323 in a month is pretty
not
solid.
too bad.
Yeah, exactly. Goldschmidt's coming in here with let's see, what is it? 1 hit in 11 of his last 13 games against left-handed pitching, and that's obviously only the starters we're talking about. We still got the bullpen he could get to. I think this is a great matchup right here. Two very, very consistent guys. -113. First play I locked in last night. I think this one's a winner.
Yeah, don't you love those where like you wake up or right before you go to sleep, you're like, I love this play. It's already locked in. Like you don't even have to think about it. And just like, oh, that looks so good. I had one this morning that we'll talk about in a bit. But I will stick in the hit parlay realm today. Going to two guys I have. These are my Paul Goldschmidts. DJ LeMahieu is my Paul Goldschmidt. And Julio Rodriguez is right up there. I did cash in on Julio Rodriguez again last night. This man has been an absolute beast. We saw him start out slow, right? When he got brought up, obviously one of the biggest name prospects in the MLB. And so once he got brought up, he struggled. First month, around 200. Next month, 300. And then the month of June was like 290 with 7 homers. And you're starting to see that power stroke come back that we saw in the minor leagues. This guy absolutely hits bombs. 8 for 9 in his 8 of his last 9 he's gotten a hit in. And what better matchup than a guy who strikes out 11% of right-handed batters? James Capillarian is a guy that we've talked about on the show. We love to fade this man. This guy has not been getting strikeouts. He could not keep the ball out of the air. And Julio Rodriguez, we saw yesterday, hit an absolute moonshot last night. And I expect to see the same thing tonight from him. He actually went yard. I did have his sprinkle a little homer prop on him always. They're giving him at plus over 400 right now, and I just doesn't make any sense. This guy's got too much pop for that. And DJ LeMahieu, got to say, one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now. We've been seeing multi-hit games pretty much every time I turn the TV on because the Yankees are always on TV, aren't they? So we always see him he's a professional hitter. Does nothing crazy, puts the ball over second baseman, over third baseman, just flips it over, and we're seeing hits, right? So obviously I love the matchup here with Savali. DJ LeMahieu in the month of June had a WRC plus of 143, only a 12% K rate. We're seeing a ton of hard contact from him as well. And we look over at Aaron Savali. He gives up a 323 batting average to right-handed bats, which is absolutely terrible. 548 slugging. In your mind right now, you should be thinking, oh, right-handed bats can't give up that. And we have Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton in this lineup from the right side. They might be on that home run ticket there. But he can't get out righties. And I'll take the guy who's more of a contact guy in my hit parlay over a guy I'm looking to see a homer from. So give me Julio Rodriguez and DJ LeMahieu, both record a hit at -107.
Yeah, no, I love this one. DJ was actually almost in my second play today. I was between like 2 people. And yeah, no, I believe Savali's number 1 pitch is the cutter too, right? Which he's hitting like over 400 against this year. That's obviously not a pitch you want to leave over the plate against DJ. Like you said, been one of the hottest hitters in baseball. I love these two guys. 100% putting this one in after we go off. Like I said, I was very close to having DJ in one of my plays as well. So very good to see this alignment right here. Absolutely going to be tailing this one.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that you say that because, again, I always have to reiterate this when we're on show. You guys, we do not talk about our plays. We'll shoot the shit. Like I'll ask him for some golf stuff. We'll talk some UFC, but we don't talk our plays. So when we see that this stuff matches up, this might be like an added on bonus, maybe another half unit on these. We will be correlating ish on our second play. So just know this isn't one of these collabs that we put out ahead of time, right? This is 5 minutes before the show. He tells me my plays and we go, right? That's kind of how it is. That's what makes our show way more fun. We just very improv, but obviously we have the numbers here for you to back it up. And that's why this is a little bit crazy when we have how many spots in the MLB today? What do we got? Like 14?
Yeah. Crazy.
And we find the same spots. And that's just very, very assuring to me. Makes me feel a lot better about the spot here. So let's go into our Pikkit Taylor fade. Coming off a sweep for your boy here. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it again. I know Monotone was killing me for a couple of those shows in a row. I was going 1-1. He was sweeping, so I gotta keep this run going. While we're getting here, smash that like button, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's make some money here today. Pikkit Taylor fade number 1 spot today. This is just asking for Monotone to give us a breakdown. What do you think here? We got your boy on the bump here.
Yeah, this has got to be a tail for me. I know it is. Obviously, it's very popular. Definitely caught me off guard. Very popular play. But Gray's just had a lot of success just in general in the last couple of weeks. His last 3 outings have been marvelous for he had, I believe, an 18-inning scoreless streak going. Eventually gave up 1 run, I think, against the Rangers, but still had a very, very nice outing in that game. He's played the Marlins 3 times this season, hit this in all 3 games. My biggest concern is really this is a team's 4th time seeing him, like I said, before the All-Star break. That's kind of crazy, right? That's a lot of time to kind of build up that tape. But it's also, do we trust the Marlins? I believe they're at a 22% K rate against right-handed pitching this season, or at least over the last 15 from what I read. I don't know. This one's interesting. They've seen him a lot. I'm gonna have to trust Gray to go over, though. He's been playing well. He's in very good form, and he has good success against them earlier this year. We'll see if he can keep that up. Maybe they'll be swinging on those first pitch sliders he's been throwing, but I don't know. I feel pretty good about Gray. His stuff's been good. I think, the only thing, it is hot here. It's like 90 degrees. There could actually really be some offense today. So this is a tough one for me, but I'm going to trust Gray, trust that he keeps it going.
Yeah, and you spoke about exactly why I think I'm going to fade. When you see a guy this many times and you know exactly how he's going to pitch you, right? Because, okay, maybe the first time he gets you out this way, second time he gets you out the other way, but Josiah Gray's got what, 4 pitches? How else is he going to get you out?
Pretty much.
There's
3.
not going to be another.
Yeah.
I think he only really uses 3, but I'm pretty sure when I looked at his Savant page, he had what, like 4, and one of them's used like 3%.
Yeah, he has like a change up. Yeah.
So it's like, how do I get you out when I've probably seen you 12 times in the past 2 months? Like, that's crazy. That's an absurd amount. I feel like that is the same thing for like Trevor Rogers, because he's facing off against these guys. Trevor Rogers throwing against these guys so often. And I'm pretty sure, dude, he's going to get lit up today. He's going to get absolutely lit up today. But warm weather, seeing him that often, and Josiah Gray at home, we've talked about it. He had his one outing that he absolutely screwed us on, but it's still been pretty consistent there. Like, I think when you have something like that in the back of your mind, kind of scares me a little bit. But I do. It's just such a close line, dude. I'm gonna still fade just because I'm gonna put trust in the pretty good WRC plus side of the right-handed Marlins here. Obviously, you're gonna strike out Jorge Soler at least 3 times, so that's half of these. You're just gonna have to hope everybody else puts the ball in play. Second one. We are heading to Houston. Christian Javier over 6.5 strikeouts. That's a very high number. Obviously, I know how good he's been. This man has been great. Let me take a look. Yep, I got to go over, dude. I hate taking under Ks against the Angels, because if you strike out Trout and Ohtani, which they do have pretty high strikeout rates, you're going to strike out at the bottom of this lineup. But like, you're rolling out Rengifo, Velasquez, you're going out some pretty low-end MLB talent here. Christian Javier has been absolutely fantastic. This might be a game where he has 7 Ks, 5 walks, just because that's how Christian Javier throws. But sign me up. I think he's going over this number. I think that the Angels are kind of spiraling right now at not the greatest time.
Yeah, I think this actually might have been I think the popular play might have been the under too, if I remember
Okay,
correctly.
under.
Yeah, I think the popular play was the under, so I think you're actually on the side you want to be of fading the
Yes,
public.
I will do
Great
that
to
all
hear.
day. That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah, this one's tough for me because it's such a high number, like you
It
mentioned.
is.
Oh no, it is over. I'm fucking wrong. I'm sorry. I just wasted your time. Great job. Sorry about that. Pretty early in the morning over here. Okay, I
It
was up
is.
late on baseball savant, but okay, you were right in the first place. This one's tough for me though. I don't know. I think obviously, like you said, incredibly high number, but it is the Angels, a team that obviously strikes out a lot. Coming off a 13 strikeout performance, it's just this is so. I mean, this is such a high number, right? We're used to seeing it a point lower, but it's a great matchup. I tailed the last one, so I'm going to go ahead and fade this one. I think, rule of averages. I like fading high numbers. Once we get to asking a guy to get 7 strikeouts, even if he's a great strikeout pitcher, he's got like 80 strikeouts in 60 innings this season. So I don't really feel very confident going either way. It's a pretty sharp number, in my opinion. Maybe this is one of those where you bet it down 1 or 2 and you add a hit in there to kind of increase the odds. But yeah, apologize for wasting our time right there. I'm gonna be fading that one, and I'll go under on this very cautiously.
Okay, perfect. So I think we're on opposite sides of both then. So we'll see how one of us is. Maybe we'll see a 1-1. Maybe we'll see a sweep. The other one will get reversed. So let's go right into it. You're giving us a plus money spot, a spot here that I love. This is probably one of my favorite dudes in the MLB at this point, dude. I wouldn't watch him play. And I don't know if you saw that tweet. He hit a 3-run homer in the first inning against my Brewers, and I just love watching him. He's just such a small guy, just rakes, dude. He just rakes. Yeah. Everything is hit hard. It doesn't even matter. Like his outs are even hit hard. So I love this spot. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, no, I mean, I sat down with Braves money line, right? And I just sat there thinking for like 45 minutes. I'm like, who am I going to pair? I'm looking at this guy. I'm looking at this guy. I like DJ LeMahieu, like you talked about earlier, was one of the guys I was heavily considering. But just like you, I love Kirk. He's been so good to me this season. He's been so incredibly consistent. So that's where I'll start. Kirk on the season. He's hitting .319. That's 7th in the MLB. I know a lot obviously gets talked about his stature, his size, all that stuff. But this guy has still been one of the most consistent hitters in baseball this season. Another one of those guys that's doing better against right-handed pitching, hitting .325 against right-handed pitching. And then obviously coming off a great month of June where he hit .341. Just been incredibly good season, incredibly consistent for Kirk. Found nothing wrong with the matchup right here. A lot of these guys, a lot of the what do you call it? Toronto team total first 5 was intriguing to me. A lot of these guys were hitting Kluber well. So I don't know. That might be something I have to revisit. I'm not like a team total guy, but that one definitely stuck out. Whenever I open up the baseball savant and like all the top hitters have pretty good, history, it's always something for me to consider. So maybe that's coming a little bit later in the day. But the Braves first 5 money line's pretty simple, man. I think this is a great parlay piece right here. We've got Fried up on the mound against Mike Minor. Mike Minor made his return against the Nationals earlier this season, so I got to watch that. Pretty fun. The guy's only pitched 23 innings this season. He's given up 10 home runs. That's crazy. That is actually insane. Obviously his sample size is pretty small, but this guy is getting absolutely clobbered. Now we get a Braves team that has their ace on the mound, their best pitcher having an incredible season. If there weren't a couple other guys, maybe like Sandy having, insane seasons too, he might be in the Cy Young, top couple names discussion, right? Maybe he still is, but he has time to get there, obviously. Been one of the best pitchers in baseball this season, no doubt about it. We get an ace versus, I don't know what Minor officially is in the Reds rotation.
We call these guys cans. That's what we call it. That's the baseball term for this type of player right here.
Perfect. Yeah. So overall, just an incredibly lopsided matchup right here. Braves crush left-handed pitching on the season. Just great matchup. Have their best pitcher on the mound. I really have a lot of trouble seeing the Braves lose this first 5. Like a lot of trouble. I think this is all about if Kirk comes through for a hit right here. And like I said, been one of the most consistent guys in baseball. To get this at plus 110 over on FanDuel, great odds taking this one 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, you're pretty much just getting Kirk at plus 110, right? So I like the spot. I'm going to just go into my play just because we're going to reiterate a lot of the same stuff, seeing as this is kind of what we talked about a little bit before, right? Where we don't tell each other plays, right, prior to. So when we obviously agree, it's very, very nice. I am absolutely scared for Mike Minor's ERA today, that he is just going to get absolutely blown up. I honestly am kind of scared that everyone's going to be on them. But if we look at this lineup, right, you're looking at Riley, possibly Acuna. Honestly, Dansby Swanson has been damn near Ronald Acuna since his absence, right? You're looking down the order. You still got Duvall with some pop. There's just so much power in this lineup, right? And how many right-handed pop? Probably about 5, right, that I think can lead the yard. We've seen Michael Harris finally get a left-handed guy that can put some balls out next to Matt Olson here. And now we're facing off against this Reds team in Great American Ballpark. It's going to be 90 degrees here in the Midwest today. Probably about 90 on first pitch, which you guys know I call it Great American Small Park because it's going to look like a pinball machine today. That's literally what it's going to look like. We're looking at his home numbers, 7.53 home ERA with a 649 slugging allowed. But that's not even the scariest part. The scariest part is that there is so much right-hand pop in this lineup. And we have a guy here who's giving up a 314 batting average to righties, a 686 slugging to righties with a 441 WOBA. That is unbelievably bad. He's in the bottom 10% of pretty much all of Baseball Savant's options up there. You see how you're looking for guys to be at the far right on the red side. This dude is literally on the ice side of everything, of expected ERA, WOBA. All these expected numbers are all just trash for this guy. And we're looking at his strikeout rate. At home, it's about 18%, right? So we're seeing only an 18% strikeout rate, but an 8.38 FIP is the scariest number I've ever seen. So FIP is fielding independent pitching, right? So this is like pitching, like if you didn't have fielders or they just did the exact job, what their ERA would be. Almost 1 run an inning. And now we're going to have a guy here, like all these guys are raking right now. It's not like they're struggling. We saw yesterday Ian Anderson get absolutely blown up, but the Braves still scored 5 runs and Aaron Nola on the bump. And now you get to go to the smallest ballpark ever and face off against the can. This is scary, man. I really am really scared for Mike Minor, and I hope he makes it through 5 so he can give up 8.
Yeah, no, that's a very real possibility. Glad we're on the same page right here. I mean, there's going to be some offense in this one way or another, and like we both kind of agreed, I don't think it's necessarily going to be against one of the best pitchers in baseball. It's probably going to be against Mike Minor, who is not having a great season so far. So completely agree. Going to be telling you on the team total. Was very surprised it was this low.
One more thing I will say, because I get a lot of messages, because I do play first 5 team totals quite a bit. A lot of guys don't have that. I would take the first 5 over 4.5. The Reds do very well against lefties, right? I think they're top 10 in batting average, top 15 in slugging, and they're at home. Where I've talked about their top 5 offense at home in terms of batting average. So that's something I was looking at, and a lot of people do message me about not having that option. I think that's a very nice option as well. It's just I really don't know if I want to put money on fading Fried. He's been that good, but we talked about the hitting conditions, but also that's the hitting conditions for the Reds as well. So it's not like it's going to be only for the Braves side. I think obviously the matchup's much tougher, but I think we still see runs scored against Fried today. All right, let's take a look here. We have somebody talking about Braves minus 1.5. I've seen a lot of people on it already. I'm not gonna take the minus 1.5. Every time I've taken a run line, I get screwed by the hook, and it's like I'm. If I could guess exact score, like a team to win by exactly 1, I would take it on every single one that I bet the run line. Dude, it's pretty bad. Like my luck on, I don't do run lines ever though. So do you have a thought on minus 1.5? Like do you?
I generally lean that way, but I like the first 5, angles a little bit better. But yeah, I think the Braves win. So maybe go -6, get a little frisky.
Yeah, and I think Kenley Jansen's out too, so I don't even know who's closing games for these guys.
Interesting.
Lunch money on Boston, dude. I'm so pissed. I was the one guy who couldn't get into my lineup. I couldn't afford him into my lineup. But every single one of my guys on the cut line so far, or at least above it. So hopefully it sucked yesterday, because did you see how the wind picked up for the second group?
Yep.
It was crazy. I'm like, that sucks, dude. That sucks. Because he might just pull away and not even having any worries anymore. Oh, man. This is a little too much for me. Jesus Christ. Mets kind of scare me. Bassett's been kind of a weird spot. I like the Mariners. I like the Brewers. And I like the Yankees. The Mets just seem like a team that's going to let me down.
Yeah, I kind of agreed the same. I definitely like the Brewers today. Definitely like the Braves. I try to keep my parlays to 3 legs at the most.
At max,
for
yeah.
the most part.
Yeah, it's just so many people are in the Braves right now. It's kind of scaring me. I don't know. Yeah, K lines have gotten super sharp, very sharp. That's why we've been doing the buy down ones. But yeah, I have not been doing too many K props. But yeah, so we will do a quick recap. Obviously, you guys can see everything we have on the bottom, and we will go into possibly doing a home run parlay. We'll come up with some stuff. Hopefully, while I'm recapping, you're checking, and while you're recapping, I'll be looking here. So I will kick it to you, and then we'll find a guy that we are feeling that is going to go yard today.
Oh yeah, I already got mine waiting, so we're good. I'm going Alejandro Kirk to record a hit, and the Braves' first 5 money line. This is plus 110 over on FanDuel right now. And then Garrett Cooper plus Paul Goldschmidt, both to record a hit, minus 113, also over on FanDuel. Then I'm going to be tailing Josiah Gray over 5.5 strikeouts right here. And then I'm going to be very cautiously fading Javier over 6.5 strikeouts right here.
Perfect. My hit parlay is going to be Julio Rodriguez and DJ LeMahieu, minus 107. Braves first 5 team total over 2.5. Again, if you don't have team totals in the first 5, just grab the first 5 over. I think that's still a good spot. I think it's sitting at like minus 120 for 4.5. Taylor fade. I am going to be on the fading side of Josiah Gray, and I will be tailing Christian Javier over 6.5. All right, Monotone. We're to the spot now. What are we thinking here? Who is going yard in Monotone's book today on this slate?
I like Wilson Contreras today. He's a guy I think I've talked about on the show before too, but he's getting a great matchup. I'm going to have some stuff on him later, so I'm not going to give everything away. But the number one thing I noticed, he has 60 plate appearances against left-handed pitching. He has 180 plate appearances against right-handed pitching. He has 14 extra base hits, 6 of those home runs against left-handed pitching. And he has 16 extra base hits and 7 of those home runs against right-handed pitching. He's putting up similar numbers in 1/3 of the at-bats. He crushes lefties this season, crushes Rich Hill's top 2 pitches. I think he knocks one out the park. Getting it at plus 370 on FanDuel, and it's like plus 290 on DraftKings. So I think he goes yard today. What about you?
I'm going to go Austin Riley. I'm going to go to the right side in that small park. His splits against lefties are crazy as well. 289 batting average for a guy who doesn't really hit for average. I'll take that all day. 5 homers and about 75 total bats. And also, dude, his WRC plus versus lefties this season, 171. That is very, very high. I mean, the only guy I think of even close is like Goldschmidt's WRC plus versus lefties and Trout's. Those are really the only guys I think that are higher than that. That means he's 71% better than the average player against the left-handed pitcher. I love attacking this Mike Minor spot. And I just got a feeling my Austin Riley's going yard here today. Can you plug that in? What is that paying out?
Yeah, this one's plus 1545. So Riley, they were on to you a little. He's plus 250 over on FanDuel.
1545?
Yep, plus 1545. I'm surprised we got through without adding a Yankee, although I think Judge is like plus 180 today. So I don't know if that's where you want to go.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of those lines can't be very, very high. It's definitely not worth throwing in a parlay unless you're going to be throwing like Michael Harris in there and having like plus 700. Then I might sprinkle Aaron Judge in there. But yeah, Dan's happy you got a Cub. Found a way to talk about a Cub in some way. But yeah, I think that's great odds. 16-1 for these two guys in great matchups. So thank you guys. We're right at that 30-minute mark, exactly where we'd like to be. Thank you guys for tuning in. Monotone, what do you got for us before we head out here?
Yeah, no, I've been seeing a lot of you guys over on Pikkit recently. That's obviously where we get our Taylor fade plays from. But if you're not over there already, Use code PTP. That's Pass the Prop. Pikkit's a completely free app, bet tracking, all that stuff. But what we're doing over there, we're using the social features. I'm posting my long shots. Today's a great day for home run bets, which means I'm going to have a decent amount of stuff over there today, 100%. Tons of, different bets. Like you said, it's 90 degrees everywhere. So I'm going to be betting a ton of this kind of, a little more, maybe I put $10, we're not going $100 on these home run parlays. So going to be posting that stuff and definitely more over on Pikkit. So if you guys want to join us over there, like I said, we've been seeing more of you, which is definitely appreciated. We're always hanging out over there on Pikkit. So make sure to follow us both, download the app and use code PTP.
Yeah, it's been crazy, dude. I walk over there and I haven't been posting as much as I should be over there, but I've been getting the notification like follow. I'm like, holy crap, where are all you guys coming from? It's like we got some bots over there, just getting all those people signing up over there. So happy to see you guys using the tools that they have. Obviously, it's the first of the month, so make sure you guys gamble responsibly as always. Always when that month turns over, people obviously get paid at the first usually, and make sure you get all of it. So don't go crazy on this first day, right? Obviously, it's very, very easy to do that on the first day of the month, especially on a Friday slate with 14 games. So just make sure, I said this on the last show, and I think this might be my new sign out, is if you can't afford to lose it, don't bet it, guys, because this is going to be – I look at the slate, and I want to play every single thing, dude. But then I'm like, I'm supposed to be – the guy helping these guys, and if I'm putting out 19 million plays, then how am I helping? So I just really appreciate all you guys tuning in. You guys have been awesome. Obviously, this is a very early show, probably earlier. I think we're the earliest show out right now. There's nobody doing this on a Friday this early. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully you can have your July 4th be safe. And nothing better than watching baseball on July 4th, right? So I think it'll be a great day, great weekend. And appreciate all you guys for tuning in this early in the morning with us. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate all you guys do for us. And we will be back on Monday at our normal time, 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern for another round of Pass the Prop. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. Happy 4th. Peace.